But it's the only cryptocurrency that you should invest.
DogeCoin!
It's the people's currency, you know it's the best.
Please buy!
The most fun and ironic crypto, that is for sure.
So crypto!
We're taking DogeCoin to the moon.
To the moon!
And if a broker says, listen, you can't get rich with Dogecoin, say stonks. But even Daddy Elon knows it's the time to join.
Much fun!
Cause
fate loves irony.
Therefore we're passing Bitcoin soon.
Elon Gene Snoop!
Take this little puppy to the moon. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, never sell.
Much rich!
Buy more, buy more, buy more, buy more, it's doing well.
Such high!
Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, never sell.
Much value!
Rising, 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 I can tell.
Very trading!
Shut up and take my money. This meme coin is looking funny. Let's write history together. In Doge we trust.
Much trust!
Jump on the hype train, bros. Cause even Snoop Doge knows it's going up. Don't drop it when it's hot. Doge is the only cryptocurrency that you should invest.
DogeCoin!
It's the people's currency, you know it's the best.
Please buy!
The most fun and ironic crypto, that is for sure.
So crypto!
We're taking Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon.
And beyond!
Alright, oops. Alright, welcome back to another episode of Dream Tank CB and ReinHardt's Madness. Alright, cool. Let's keep it going. We're heating up food because we're gonna eat, so we're not gonna jump into a game real quick. But we're gonna see what's going on in the cryptoverse, alright? So we'll see what's going on real quick. Also, we gotta do 2 ads real quick in the meantime.
Good morning to the DogeCoin Moon Boys. Welcome to another daily dose of Doge Shadow Realm edition. So we are officially on September 10th, and there's potentially good news creeping in. It does appear for the first time we are trying to form some type of base. I'm not saying it has to happen, but it looks like it's potentially forming, where we're forming, again, finally, some type of accumulation. All we have to do, in my opinion, is go sideways until the end of the month. So maybe something like this. And then heading into October, November, December, we'll start moving higher. All right? This is a good sign. The fact that everyone has pretty much given up, and on top of that, I'm seeing big accounts call for 40K, even 30K, which is kind of obnoxious at this point. But there's also, obviously, there's just as many people calling for 200K, right? But there's an increasing amount of people calling for these lower prices, and I would say there's a decreasing amount of people calling for these prices. So that's a good sign, right? Revenue is down, subscribers are down, views are down. Actually, interestingly enough, we had the smallest little bounce yesterday. The smallest... We had the smallest hint of hopium, and the views already doubled. Well, they didn't double, but we went to 3,200 views. So I do use my views as a gauge of sentiment. And to be fair, you can see 9 days ago was the all-time low at 1.6K and 1.9K, but we've been doing pretty good lately, 3K, 3.5K. So the interest is starting to stir a little bit. Obviously, this one was still 2.3K, a little lower than the others, but 2.8, 2.6, 3.5, 3.2, right? We'll see how good this video does that we're making right now. And if it gets around 25 to 3K, I think that's a good sign because that means that people are starting to get interested again, considering the fact that we had the smallest little candle, right? The smallest little hint of hopium, and everybody comes crawling back. But I don't think we're going up yet. I think the best case scenario would probably be this consolidation like this, which I think is a good sign because, again, notoriously, which everybody pretty much knows, September's the worst month, right? Obviously, you can have worse months like August. As far as percent gain or loss, my guess would be August is actually probably going to be worse than September because it was last year as well, I believe. But you don't know if August is going to be bearish or not, right? Like sometimes it's bullish, sometimes it's bearish. Like September is going to be bearish. But again, if the candle ends up being green, people be like, "Oh, September was bullish." When I say bearish, I mean we're not going to the moon. I have different terminology. That's why sometimes people get confused. For me, if we're at 60K in September 1st and we're at 61K in September 30th, September's bearish. For me, bullish is when I wake up smiling. Are we going to be rich today? That's I'm starting to lose my brain. That is bullish to me. Are we going to be rich today? Are we going Corvette shopping? That's when we're bullish. But September is not bullish, so I wouldn't expect anything like that. But again, as the reason I brought that up is because even if we just go sideways like this, I think that's a big win. So nothing new to say. As we've said time and time again, every video at this point, in 2020, 140 days post-halving, we went to the moon. In 2017, in 2016, 140 days post-halving, we went to the moon. So we're coming up on 140 days post-halving. I believe where's 140 days? Actually, we're at it right now. So technically, we could start going up. Technically, we could start going up right now. I don't think it's going to happen, though, just because we're in September. But again, once we pass that September 20th mark, September 25th, that could give us the green light to go up. But we're not going up right now. It is possible that the worst is behind us. We just have to wait it out. And I think once October 1st comes around, it's Moon Boy. I'm buying a moon helmet. I told you guys I'm going to buy a moon helmet. And I'm going to wear it every day until I get my money back. Actually, I would even just go a little bit further than that. The hell is this? Oh, it's like a piece of, it's a piece of my carpet. I was gonna say, did I find a worm on my foot? What do we got? So yeah, I mean, nothing really new to say. Unfortunately, I'm boring you to death, but I don't really know what else to tell you. I think the point we were making 2 videos ago is a very, very important one. How if you actually measure where we are in the market cycle for Dogecoin, you can see this entire bull run was, well, this first half of the bull run was 1,234 days. I believe this entire bull run was 1,234 days. Yeah, it's 1,222 days. So where we are now is approximately 200 or 1,215 days. So yeah, you know what? That's interesting. I feel like every time I do that, the time changes. Oh yeah, it did change. That's why. Yeah, we're at 1221. So we've officially eclipsed the 2021 or the 2021 bull market, and we're coming up on this one right here. So the reason I'm bringing this up again is because I think if we were to be in here somewhere, 200 days from now would be the end of the bull run if we were comparing it exactly like 2017, which it's not going to be the exact same, but obviously 200 days from now, or what was it, 215 will be April. So it's not really that crazy to look for a Q1 top, in my opinion. Obviously, again, the 2017 bull run is literally over. Or yeah, 2021 bull run is literally over. Like, look, it's over. So obviously, we can't assume the same exact thing is going to happen again because it's already not happening. And what I mean by that is, again, if we pull this out, according to the 2017 cutout, we should have started going up by now, and we're dead in the water. So you can't really say that this is going to happen again. I'm just highlighting that the amount of time that has passed is very alarming that we have not gone up yet. So if I had to make an assumption, I would assume we're probably going to get one more push like this, which, by the way, as I was saying, I think yesterday or the day before that, this was still a big 20x move. So you got a 20x in 3 months. Obviously, the market cap is significantly higher now, so we can't run around saying, "Oh, we're going to get a 20x." But you could get a 5 to 10x. I don't think it's that crazy, which obviously that would be our dollar Dogecoin, right? So is $2 impossible? It's not impossible by any means, but I don't think it's as believable as it once was. But I don't think it's impossible because, as you can see, Elon Musk is still flirting with the term Doge, and obviously there are going to be a lot of people that scream, "Oh, Elon Musk is going to be the," I forget what the word is, the Department of something, the Department of Government something. I don't know what it is, but uh, people will run with whatever headline they want. But when the time comes and the Bitcoin dominance does fall, Dogecoin should shoot up like this. And I would say, realistically speaking, if you do look at what happens historically, you could potentially speculate that if you look at the fib or the logarithmic fib, you hit the 272 here and it topped out. If you go from here to here, you can see you hit the 1618. You didn't quite top out, but if you got out at a cent, you weren't, you were happy that you got out, right? So if we do the same exact thing again, we could speculate maybe 160 is in play because you can see there's a double fib here. Obviously, you have your 420 Moonboy Elon Musk simulation price, right? 420. But if you take it off of log, you can see a more conservative outlook, which would be 95 to $1.20. But then again, you do have $2 up here. So I can't act like I know exactly where the top is going to be. I could just speculate as to where it could be. And I do think, considering where we are, a realistic expectation now would be, let's just assume for a base control variable that Bitcoin hits 100K. Maybe it goes a little bit below, maybe it goes a little bit above. If the price of Dogecoin BTC goes back all the way up to here, right? Which, let me get rid of this. If the price of Doge BTC goes back to this high here, you can see it's 120. So if we take 120 times a $100,000 Bitcoin, that's a $1.20 Dogecoin. So obviously, if it goes higher than that, then there's your $2 Dogecoin, so on and so forth. So by all means, like I don't know where the top is going to be, but again, we're speculating that, well, based on the previous market cycle, we blew through the all-time high, so that's why you had a monster bull run. But the market cycle before that in 2017, you actually didn't break through the all-time high. So is it possible that we do something like this, where we actually just come back up to the high and we get a $1.20 Dogecoin? I think it's something worth paying attention to, right? So we'll worry about that when the time comes. And I do think the time is approaching. I just don't think it's right now. But we'll leave it there. As always, it is just my opinion. None of this.
One second, everybody. We're gonna grab our food real quick. BRB. 1 second. All right, we're back. We're gonna eat, and we're gonna see if anybody's saying anything else. One second.
Hey everybody, Chris here. Are we seeing the start of a fresh recovery for Dogecoin? We're going to explore that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when my new videos come out, as well as when I do live streams. And we were live on Monday and we were looking at Doge making a big run up, a good trading day on Monday, a big turnaround from what we've been seeing through this extended downtrend of trading throughout the summer. But we're here in September, and what does September mean? Well, it's the end of the summer. We're not yet to October or Uptober. It's kind of this in-between month where the trading for crypto in the past hasn't been so great, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But also, what can buck that trend and get Dogecoin trading upwards, which is what I predicted for September. We'll take a look at that. So let's go ahead. Let's look at the charts and the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. And we'll start here looking at the Dogecoin chart. Presently about 10.3 cents here. A little bit of a dip from last night that we had this morning, but again, trading back up. Overall, though, this is the recovery we had on Monday. Nice trading up for Doge, which was outperforming many other cryptos. So good trading there. And now, as we see, Doge is doing okay. Bitcoin kind of following the same path, but not as great of a percentage gain on yesterday, but showing some good signs of recovery as well. And ETH making a big chunk up just recently, taking out some more leverage shorts. That's right, taking out shorts now. We're looking at possible short squeeze coming. We got to get up a little higher before we see that. But overall, that's kind of what we're looking at in the short term. So again, since the big run up yesterday, a little bit of sideways action, trying to reset like what is going on. But again, it is still September. And what is going on with September? Why is crypto and Bitcoin, why do they do bad in September? And it's just like, it comes down to these three factors: sinking risk assets, SEC enforcement actions, and a negative feedback loop. What does all this mean? Well, we do have, as we showed on the September month price prediction, that Bitcoin generally falls about 4.5% on average during September. And that's, again, looking at its history, the worst month out of the year in its history of trading, and one of only 2 months with a negative average return, the other being August, end of September. So we knew this was coming, but this year may be different. We'll be watching that. However, the September effect, so to speak, didn't really start with Bitcoin. It was really more like stocks. And that's what we saw, was stocks in September have traditionally traded down. Traders' vacation schedules, often seeking to rebalance their portfolios after low volume, sideways summer trading periods. And we have many mutual funds, especially government funds, that end their fiscal year in September. October 1st starts the government fiscal year, and many mutual funds do tend to follow that as well. So there could be a lot of purging of portfolios. Harvest investment losses can happen in September as well. So that has traditionally been on the stock side. And we have the SEC also runs an October to September calendar year. And SEC lawyers tend to ramp up their enforcement actions in September in order to meet yearly quotas. That's right. the SEC. So we've got that going on. And as well, September, poor timing, track record of disappointment, creates what they call this reflexive feedback loop. Traders sell their assets in preparation for a poor September, further contributing to down markets, and they wait for October. That's right. Buy back in October. Sell in May, go away, come back in September. Prices are lower, more toward the end of September, and that's when we will traditionally start to see buying. I have left translated this little bit into September, though, this year, mostly because we got hit so bad all summer long. But significant rally, uncertainty starts to dissipate, and then October, November. And what does this look like? Well, right now, again, tough summer. Tough summer. It's been May, June, July, August. And now here we are in September, looking at lows and looking for this bounce back. And that bounce back could actually be happening now. So a September bounce back and a fresh recovery for Bitcoin we see happening right now. Because we've been taking out those leveraged longs with all these big wicks down again and again and again. And now it's time to take out those shorts, right? The big picture, Titan of Crypto says Bitcoin like clockwork. Every time Bitcoin wraps up this consolidation phase, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Again, looking back at the 4-year cycles. And this is what we saw last time. This was 2020. After the third Bitcoin halving, we had this sort of period where there was a decline and then a reset right before a big run up. And looks like we're experiencing that right now. And are we looking at the beginning of this next run up for Bitcoin? Look and see what that means for DogeCoin in just a little bit. We also have the American elections coming up, and the past 2 cycles, we've had slight run-ups. The blue is 2016, slight run-up. The green, 2020, slight run-up right before the elections, which happened first week of November. So a lot of this is October up trading, the Uptober, but it can start in September as well. Before we get to 2021 and 2017, we just saw throughout the year just big trading up, where 2021 was sort of this big double top because of the drop we had May, June of 2021. So we're here. We are here. Yes, we had an early run up because of the Bitcoin spot ETFs. And generally, Bitcoin has been trading sideways and then, of course, slightly down to where we are, which is why I think we're going to have a good September still. Altcoin markets. Well, the altcoin market looks like this giant cup and handle is forming. So here we go all the way back into late 2021, the beginning of the bear market into 2022. And so you're going to see this big cup, and now we've got the handle forming, and we're ready for that leg